This keeps getting crazier for the New York Knicks as another player has been reported to miss the next few games, as this could have huge ramifications for the Knicks rotation. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel. Let's get right into today's video. So it's been reported that Deuce McBride is the player that's actually going to miss the next few games due to a growing contusion. And this report has been supported by Stephen Bondi, which in this tweet as that right now McBride is indeed likely to miss the Knicks' next game versus Dallas. Now, I am currently recording this on a Sunday, and tomorrow is the game against Dallas. And listen, with Jalen Brunson already being out, Deuce McBride was the person that was taking his place in the starting lineup. But now Deuce is going to be out for the next remaining games. And in yesterday's win against the Washington Wizards, Cameron Payne was actually the one to take Deuce's place. And me personally, you guys know how I feel about Cameron Payne. I don't really trust the guy. And with the playoffs coming around the corner, it looks like we're going to be expecting him to give us some of that offensive boost. That's pretty much what the narrative around his name is. I remember when we signed him last offseason, and Chris and I, we had a little conversation, and I just kept telling him that, like, I just don't trust him. I don't think this is a good signing, and he's probably gonna have a good regular season, which he has. But it really depends on what you do in the playoffs. And Cameron Payne and Landry Shamet, it'll probably go back and forth between them two as far as replacing Deuce in the starting lineup. But going back to Deuce, for the season, we have Deuce's numbers here from the points, rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, we're looking at 40%. 3-point field goal percentage, we're looking at 37%. But what this graphic doesn't show you guys, it does give you the field goal percentage and the 3-point field goal percentage, but it doesn't give you the volume of shots. So what I want to do is actually look at the volume of shots compared to just the field goal percentage. So the field goal percentage, you guys know, 40%. That is on 3.5 field goals made on 8.5 field goals attempted. The 3-point percent, 37, but the volume of shots, it's 1.8, which we could round that up to 2, and the 3-point attempts is 4.7, so we could round that up for 5. Whenever I look at these numbers as far as field goal percentage and 3-point field goal percentage, it's really important to see the volume and the amount of shots that you're taking, because if you're averaging 42% from 3-point line, but you're only taking, like 4 or 5 threes a game, not even, maybe like 3 or 4, then I don't know. I'm not really going to respect that as much. As far as here, Deuce is taking around 5 3-pointers a game, 37%. I do want that number to bump up. And again, like I keep saying in all the videos that I've been putting out, when I do talk about Deuce, the one thing that gives me confidence in Deuce is it's just the confidence level, man. The confidence level that he's took from last season to this season has been tremendous, and I really think he's going to be the one surprising some people come playoff time, and we're really going to need him in that first round matchup against the Detroit Pistons. So now that I gave you the numbers for Deuce as far as what he's averaging this season, I want to talk about what he's been giving the Knicks since Jalen Brunson has been out with that ankle injury, which he injured against the Lakers. That was around 8 games ago. So Deuce being in the starting lineup started against the Clippers, which was the night right after. And then for the next 7 games, Deuce was in the starting lineup. So let's go back to that game against the Clippers. Against the Clippers, he had 7 points. He was 2 of 13 from the floor, which is 15%, not great. 3-pointers, he was 2 of 9, which is 22%, and he played 34 minutes that game. The second game against the Sacramento Kings, he had 21 points, 7 of 11 from the field, 63%, 4 of 5 from 3-point line, which is 80%. Definitely a nice bounce back against the Sacramento Kings. And then against the Portland Trail Blazers, he had 11 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 33%, 3 of 7 from 3-point line, which is 43%. The game after that was against the Golden State Warriors, 19 points, 8 of 17 from the field, 47%, 3 of 6 from 3-point line, 50%. And then it was against the Miami Heat, which was last Monday, 10 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 33.3%, 2 of 4 from 3-point line, 50%. Then it was against the San Antonio Spurs, 11 points, 4 of 14 from the field, 28.6%. 3 of 8 from the 3-point line, 37.5%. And then the last game that he played, because yesterday he didn't play against the Washington Wizards. The last game that he played where he suffered that growing contusion, I forgot who it was. I want to say it was Nurkic, but it could have been a guard attacking the rim and Deuce was right there. But I do remember him getting kneed in the groin area in this game against Charlotte. But in that game, he had 9 points, 4 of 10 from the floor, 40%, and 1 of 6 from 3-point line, 16%. So if we're looking at Deuce's production from the last 7 games, right after Jalen Brunson went out with that ankle injury. It's been kind of up and down. The good games he had was against Sacramento, was against Golden State. And then all the other games, it was kind of like the Clippers 7 points, Portland 11, Miami 10, San Antonio 11, and Charlotte 9. So it's kind of a little bit of a roller coaster with Deuce McBride. But what does this mean for the rest of the team? Well, like I said at the beginning of this video, so Jalen Brunson is out. Deuce McBride is going to be out for the next... In the report, they made it seem like he's only going to be out for a few games. It's not going to be like this Jalen Brunson extended period of time where he's going to be out. So anywhere between, I'm guessing, maybe like 2 to 3 games. But Jalen Brunson's out, Deuce McBride is out. So what does this mean? This means that Cameron Payne and Landry Shamet, like I said in the beginning of the video, they're going to have a huge opportunity to really gain the trust of Coach Tibbs. With the playoffs coming around the corner, everybody knows that Coach Tibbs' philosophy is playing, 7-8 guys? And Mitchell Robinson looking like he's getting his conditioning underneath him, looking like he's getting his stamina, the feel for the game back. That game yesterday against the Washington Wizards, albeit it was against the Wizards, I like how Mitchell Robinson looked. He looked a little bit springier. He was finishing around the rim, dunks, alley-oops. So Mitchell Robinson is definitely going to be an important piece going down the stretch of this season. But what's the point of me bringing up Mitchell Robinson? So Mitchell Robinson, when the playoffs come around, more than likely, Coach Tibbs is probably going to insert him into the starting lineup. And right now, we're facing the Detroit Pistons. So going up against the Detroit Pistons, Mitchell Robinson is going to have to go up against Jalen Duren, who's an absolute man-child, which has huge dividends for Cat. Is going to be able to relieve some pressure off of Cat, because Cat is looked at as, when Jalen Brunson comes back, Cat is looked at as our 1B offensive, the first or second option. Me personally, I think he's the second option. But if Cat has some responsibility on the offensive end, and then we're looking for Cat to guard Jalen Duren on the defensive end, that's a lot to handle. That's a lot to ask of Cat. But now that Mitchell Robinson is going to be back, he's going to have his stamina underneath him. Like, he's going to be able to try and slow down Jalen Duren. So Cat is not going to have the responsibility on his shoulders. So that's a good thing. But Mitchell Robinson being inserted into the starting lineup, that means that Josh Hart is probably going to go to the bench, which I'm going to bring it back around full circle into the whole Coach Tibbs philosophy of playing 7-8 guys. So Josh Hart going to the bench, Josh Hart is going to be coming off the bench, probably going to be the first one coming off the bench. Then Deuce. Josh Hart and Deuce McBride, that is a solidified starting 2 coming off the bench. We're already at 7 players. That 8th player is more than likely going to be Precious Achiuwa, who's the only other big that we have that is going to be able to alleviate Cat whenever Mitchell Robinson and Cat are not subbing for each other. So that puts us at 8. So now we're looking at Coach Tibbs adding a 9th guy to the playoff rotation. And the last few weeks, like, I feel like Coach Tibbs he's been under the hot seat, man. Just talking about with the whole minutes conversation with Mikal Bridges, and yeah, a lot of these NBA talking head shows, they're just talking about Coach Tibbs not changing his coaching philosophy. So if he does tweak it a little bit, go from an 8-man rotation to a 9, who's going to be that 9th spot? Cameron Payne or Landry Shamet is 100% going to be one of the two. And this is a perfect opportunity for both of them to show who's going to be able to give quality minutes during the playoffs. In last night's game, Landry Shamet against the Wizards had 3 points. He was 1 of 4 from the field. He was 1 of 4 from three-point line. He grabbed 1 rebound with 1 assist in the 15 minutes that he played. Cameron Payne, like I said in the beginning of this video, he's the one that took the starting nod over Deuce. So 13 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 3 of 8 from three-point line, 2 of 2 from his free throws, grabbing 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal in the 30 minutes that he played. So I fully expect that Cameron Payne and Landry Shamet are going to be the 1-2 that Coach Tibbs is going to have to decide who's he going to rely on, who's he going to trust for that 9th spot. But even saying that out loud, man, the 9th spot, I just don't think Coach Tibbs is going to do that. But we're going to wait and see. This news about Deuce being out, it does hurt. It does kind of suck. But the good news is the report says that he's only going to be out for a few games, so probably like 2 or 3. This is not like a Jalen Brunson extended period of time where he's going to miss about 2.5 weeks. But guys, that's it for today's video. I want to say thank you so much for checking it out. Leave it in the comments and let me know what you guys think about this report of Deuce McBride being out for the next few games with the groin contusion. Are you guys hitting the panic button because we are going to be relying on Cameron Payne and Landry Shamet for the next few games? Or do you guys think we'll be able to get through this small storm? But leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. And until next time, you know the drill. You know the vibes. New York or nowhere. Queens or nowhere. Queens get the money. Queens get the money. Long time, no cash. And I'm out. Peace. Queens, baby.